Hey everyone, Rushlock here. So this is our Neon Dynasty draft. We've cut all the non-black and blue cards out, just so you can see the initial pile. We need to cut 11 cards. At a glance, I'm not really feeling the Futurist Sentinel. I think our bomb win is going to be the Thundersteel Colossus. I could easily be wrong about this, but I'd rather crew up for 3, or for 2 rather, I'm sorry. Get Trample and Haste, and just go in for the win there. If they have an answer, they have an answer. If we lack bombs in a moment, and we have other cuts to make, we might bring Sentinel back, but let's keep looking for cards to get through, and cuts we can make to get down by 11 cards. Looking at our Planeswalker here, we depless him up by drawing 2 cards and discarding 2 cards, unless one of them is an artifact, we can just discard the 1 artifact. Target artifact becomes an artifact creature. If it isn't a vehicle, it has base power and toughness of a 4/4. And then -6, you get an emblem. Whenever an artifact you control becomes tapped, to draw a card. So that's what we're trying to build up to, is that emblem. So ideally 2 turns, maybe even 3 of the +1s. Getting to the extra tap draw card is very dangerous though, because it's not a may condition. It's not that you may draw a card, it's that you must draw a card. So we want to make sure we don't mill ourselves out. The Shrine, I don't know. Like, I don't think we have the Shrine support to build around this. If we find that we're super short on creatures, maybe we'll bring it back. I don't know how many tokens, 1/1 tokens are in the format, so every turn in a step, go pay a mana to blap a target creature with toughness 1 or less. You know, 1's going to be all we're ever going to see with this deck, so we'll come back to that later if we need to. Let's see, each opponent sacrifices a creature unless they draw a card. As opponent only, which is great, so they're getting something out of their hand or off their board. And then at the end step, or at the end third step there, it's going to turn into a 0/4 Spirit with Menace. Whenever it attacks, it gets +X offense on the turn, where X number of creature cards in defending player's graveyard. That could be pretty good. I like the removal spell. We're going to keep that. We've got a 3/3 defender. Whenever it enters battlefield, target player mills 3 cards. Kind of synergizes with the previous card we just looked at. Put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of his owner's library. That'd be good for us, I suppose. A 4/3 vigilance with crew only cost of 1. It's not bad, and we don't want to cut creatures, so when we bring that back. We really need to find spells to cut, though. Tap this, create artifacts. Activate only if a creature died this turn. So it's very situational. We want our opponent to have lost a creature this turn, and then activate this to create treasures. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land from it. If you do, that player discards that card. If you don't, put 2 +1/+1 counters on creature or vehicle you control. I like the flexibility of the card, but we do need to cut spells, and this isn't removal. It's conditional pull something out of their hand, and conditional getting counters on our creatures. So we'll probably bring that back if we can get our deck cut down far enough. We're going to have artifacts and enchantments most likely, so this guy's going to have Death Touch and Menace. Good value there. Target player discards 2 cards. Ninjas and Rogues, you get Menace till turn. We need to cut spells. I like destroying their hand, but definitely want to put this in here right now. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets +2 offense till in a turn. We can always pay 2 mana to attach it to another creature. You only do it as a sorcery, and that creature will gain the ability of +2 offense whenever it attacks. We're going to keep the flyers here for evasion and good efficient defense early on. Whenever they do attack and get damage in, we'll be scrying as well. The 3/4 Defender Samurai, I'm not, overly attached to, but we need to keep creatures for now. We're going to cut this. I didn't realize it was white and still in the deck. It's an easy cut. We need 5 more cuts to go. Whenever this nerd becomes crewed, up to 1 other target vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. This would, so like crewing this for 3 allows you this to be crewed and another vehicle to be crewed, which makes me want to bring back the, oh, we actually still have them in the deck. Okay, wow. So imagine crewing this up for 3 and getting one of these online with it, or even more insane. But I more than likely, if this actually hits the board, we're already in a situation where things are going well. Let's see. Hacker deals damage to combat player. You may draw a card. If you do, so you draw a card's cantrip. Okay. Unless it's turn this guy come into play. Counter a spell. Put a counter on it. We still need to cut 5 cards. 1/2 flyer gets offense to get pumped. The beetle I like for now. We don't have a lot of... Is it only... Oh, ninjas and rogues get buffed. Okay, actually, that could be really good for us. Spin is only activating an ability or cast an artifact spell. Let's see, it's an Artificer. This dies, we get a counter on a nerd. So, whenever this is equipped to a creature, okay, so it's pay 1 to put it into play, pay 1 to equip it. Whatever ability on this list that is on the creature, we get to carry it forward to the next creature it gets hooked up to. We don't want to be dependent upon it, but it seems like really, really efficient. Destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn, draw a card, and Spell Pierce. We still need to cut 5 cards, and we don't have a lot of spells as it is. We have a lot of creatures, so, you know, does this interact? So there's non-creature spells, 2 situational. It's not a bad card, it's just... this is a bit situational, but it's like pseudo Death Touch on demand, and we get to cantrip off of it. So, Eater of Virtue. Let's go through our list of abilities here. So flying will always happen. I didn't think ninjutsu would be on the list. Counter target creature spell for 2 mana. I like it, but again, counter spells are 2 situational. Mana has to be left open, which means we're not developing our board. Let's make sure Defender doesn't get carried forward. That would be awkward. Okay, good. We've gone through that list. I'm pretty sure it's just flying. I don't think any of our guys have inherent Death Touch. I still like this card, but excuse me, the fact that it transforms into a creature is the only reason I'm even considering keeping it. Yeah, so flying is the only thing that's going to get carried forward on that guy. Like, theoretically, Trample and Haste could offer this one, but that's highly unlikely to happen, so let's go ahead and cut it. The +2 offense, is it? Seems really strong, though. Especially on some of our evasion guys. We have to cut 3 cards. Do I really want to depend upon the Mobilizer popping off on the Sentinels? Probably not. And now if we cut 1 card, we're good to go. Comes into play, we cycle card. Or we loot. Loot's the word I've been trying to think of the whole time. Do I ditch the 3/4 Defender? Yeah, it's just a creature clogging the board, so we have other ways of accomplishing that. As far as I'm aware, it's been updating our mana pool as we modify the deck. This just makes colorless mana, pay 2 and sacrifice it if we tap it, draw a card if you control an artifact, draw a card if you control an enchantment. So basically this will just be an early game colorless mana, and then later in the game it's a throw it into play, pay 2 and sack it to draw 2 cards. Well, that's the build. Comment down below. Again, I haven't played Paper Magic in quite some time. I definitely forced blue-black. There were probably and obviously better choices during the draft. Maybe you guys already commented on that. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this pile plays. So we'll see you in the next video for game number 1.